Hello and welcome back to Why You Should Care. Today's topic is, should we tax rich people more? So first of all, I want to talk about why people rally against taxing the rich. They say that, these people are job creators and that, we should encourage them to stay in our country, but if we tax them more, they're going to flee our country. Don't think that's quite the case, but I think there has been a study on it where they find that not a lot of rich people tend to leave if taxes go up. Obviously, if they go up too much, I'd imagine, they might do. But if they've already got their businesses set up and their families here and all these kind of ties, I don't see why they would just up and leave unless, they were billionaires. But anyway, I do think that there is a real conversation that needs to be had, and unfortunately a lot of people that are having the conversation are people in comment sections on Instagram or YouTube or these kind of things, and not governments and people that can actually make these changes. I don't think they take it seriously. I think they shrug it off because they get lobbied by these rich people. Just for the record, I am on the side of taxing them a little bit more. I don't want to take away people's wealth. I don't think that we should tax them a ridiculous amount. It's just like the odd 1% over a certain level of wealth. And if their wealth keeps growing, maybe add a few more percent on there, but nothing crazy, just amounts that they won't even see. Because in my opinion, billionaires should not exist, and people are going to be like, oh whoa, you're such a radical leftist, you but realistically, people should not have an amount of money that if they lost half of it, they could still have 5 lifetimes worth of money. Do you know what I mean? That is unfathomable. £1 billion or $1 billion or whatever currency that you've got, it's insane. Obviously, I know some currencies work out a bit different, but like pounds and dollars, that wise, and euros, 1 billion of that is ridiculous. We should be taxing people more below a certain level of wealth. So I thought about this earlier, and then I saw someone comment it in a comment section, probably about 10 million, because people on their net worth involves houses, involves cars, involves assets, and house prices are going up, and certain people have worked all their lives and saved, doing the right things, and they've done loads of things to get to that amount of money, and then they want to pass it on to their kids and all this kind of stuff, and that would be an incredible amount of money to get. But obviously you've got inheritance tax over a certain point. So I do think that we need to definitely figure out the ballpark number, the rough number that we say, right, that is where we start taxing 1% more, and then the next number we start taxing 2% or 3%, and it goes up proportionately. And I do think we still need to encourage people to work hard and aim to be successful. But I remember being a kid and going, oh, it'd be so cool if I was a millionaire. And unfortunately, the majority of us will not be millionaires, or at least in the sense of earning millions of pounds. Maybe one day, after I've had a house and I've saved and invested and all these kind of things that I'm working on, maybe my net worth will be over 1 million, maybe it'll be over 2 million, I don't know. But that's going to take my whole life to do, whereas some of the richest people in the world can get millions in weeks, or on a good day in the stock market, they can get it in no time. It's crazy. We need to really figure out ways to stop loopholes for the rich people, and also because one thing that I saw, and this was definitely, it was American, so this kind of doesn't relate to the UK as much because I don't know the specific details, but people in America that didn't pay their taxes at the 1%, if they did, they would get about $175 billion a year just from the taxes that were owed to the country, you know, from these rich people, because they find loopholes and things to get out of it. That 175 billion that could be used to help the country is taken away. I just think that in today's society, when we are seeing more and more people slide into poverty, kids are going hungry, people are becoming homeless, and they can work 2 jobs and struggle to maintain a household, and I just don't think that's right. Social programs are getting cut, disability allowances are getting cut, and rich people are getting wealthy, more wealthy than ever before, while the majority of us are struggling in this cost of living crisis. The wealth gap is expanding so quickly now, and the middle class is kind of getting pushed out, and it's not really middle class anymore. I think it's evolving to be just a larger working class, and that obviously a lot of this in this video is my opinion, but it is true that more people have ended up in poverty, and I don't think that's okay. I think a lot of the good things in our country come from social programs, and that's not me being a socialist, it's just that they have a basis in empathy, you know, like our National Health Service. That's a social program. We see in our country that when we fund like youth programs, so kids are off the street, that crime goes down and gang violence goes down. I don't know, there's a lot that we could be doing that I don't think we are. But I don't think there should be this taboo about taxing the rich, where a lot of people rally against it even though it would benefit them. I think there's a conversation that needs to be had at a higher level, and we really need to focus on how it would benefit us. I don't look down on anyone because of they've got no money or they've got loads of money. I don't judge people because of any of those things. As long as you're a good person, I don't care how much you earn. But I think there is something that we need to figure out. Is it okay that a certain percentage of people, a really small certain percentage of people, have a lot more wealth than others that can buy up all the assets that we need? We have a housing crisis in the UK. Everything seems to be a crisis, but people my age can't afford houses. I think the average age in the UK of moving out is moving out from your parents' house and owning your own home is 34. When I was a kid, I thought I'd have a house at the age of 20, and that's just not happened. But yeah, like when you're buying all the houses and then renting them, how is that fair? Just because you can, because you've got millions in the bank, and a lot of wealthy people have inherited that wealth. Not all, and also they can still work for the rest of their money. That's fine, but when the working class people have to work for their money, but you get to a certain level of wealth and your money works for you because you know how to invest it in a smart way and all this kind of stuff. But obviously I'm not saying that working class people can't invest in a smart way. They can. When you have a certain amount of wealth, the compounding interest from it is just a lot greater. And also you can buy all the assets, so you can make money that way. Buying a house and renting it out, so you'll obviously make money on the rent, probably not a lot, but the house prices will go up, so you can choose to keep it and keep renting it out, make a bit of money that way, or you can hold it for a few years and then sell it and make some profit on it that way. But how's that fair when someone can buy 6 houses when other people can't buy one? yeah, it's just, again, I'm not against rich people at all. I think it's great that we have different levels of wealth in the country, but not when it comes to poverty. You know, I like driving down the street and going, oh, that's a big house that is, or maybe one day I'll get that. But I'm happy with a small house if I could get one. But I just don't want to exist in a world where people are going hungry and are forced to work really long hours for not a lot of pay. It just doesn't seem right. Our wages haven't grown as much as the housing costs have. How's that right? So all the people that can afford it are already well off. What do you think? Should we tax the rich more? If so, how much? If not, why not? Try and keep it civil. Thank you.